Hello everyone. In this video we're going to be taking a look at an article from the Associated Press that was published on December 21st. It's written by Mark Sherman. And I love how they chose this title. It is clickbaity, it's Trump derangey, it's spurgy. The Supreme Court rejects Trump plea to enforce asylum ban. Like he was begging them to do it. Oh, God, because they know people just read headlines, okay? So they want to make it sound like the Supreme Court, like, overwhelmingly rejected his ass. And that's not the case. But, you know, they also want to make it seem like he was groveling and begging and shit like that, too. It's funny. But when you have hacks like you do out there in the legacy media, it's to be expected. It really is. So anyway. A divided Supreme Court won't let the Trump administration begin enforcing a ban on asylum for any immigrants who illegally cross the U.S.-Mexico border. Which, that should be a no-brainer. I mean, the law, that's how things used to actually work. If you came into the country illegally, in my lifetime, that changed. Because I remember as a kid, if you came into this country illegally and tried to claim asylum, they went, sorry, get the fuck out. Unless you truly had extenuating circumstances, they went, fuck you, yeah, right, get the fuck out. And they would deport your ass. Because they knew that people would abuse it. And that's exactly what's happened. And the thing is because you have these fucking judges that are activists who want to legislate from the bench, they don't give a shit. Oh, God. A divided Supreme Court won't let the Trump administration begin enforcing a ban. I love how they start out like that. I mean, it's divided. They try to make it sound like the whole court rejects it, but then they literally do that. You know, it just... You would think that they would bury that a little bit further when they're putting a headline like they are. You would. Chief Justice John Roberts joined his four more liberal colleagues Friday in ruling against the administration in the very case in which President Donald Trump had derided the Obama judge who first blocked the asylum policy. Yeah, he called him out for his fucking shit because it's literally legislating from the fucking bench. The country, the government has the power. When you break the law to say, no, you don't pass go, you don't get to collect $200. They have that ability when it comes to people illegally entering the country. Being an Obama judge, he was deciding to say, well, fuck you. Because I'm going to decide what this country's going to do and not going to do. Fuck you, because you're the president, but I'm a judge. That's the mentality of these judges these days. Especially these ones that were appointed by like Obama and shit. New Justice Brett Kavanaugh and three other conservative justices sided with the administration. Yeah, because they tend to be constitutionalists. They tend to be the ones who side on the side of law and order and following the laws of this fucking country as they're written. There were no opinions explaining either side's votes. Well, of course not, because the left didn't. The liberal left side of the judges, they didn't want to fucking say, well, because we did it on our feels. And the right side went, well, we don't want to make them look bad and put why we voted because they didn't do it. It's kind of one of those things because the judges won't stab each other in the back, and maybe they should a little bit. Because if one judge, I mean, that was one good thing at least by Scalise. I mean, he might be civil, he might be, well, he might have been, would be more accurate, but he might have been, civil and professional in that, but he would still call out his colleagues for their shit. He just did it professionally. That's one thing I miss about Scalise. But you see, you're not going to see that in this court anymore. It's not going to happen. The court's order leaves in place lower court ruling that blocked Trump's proclamation in November, automatically denying asylum to people who enter the country from Mexico without going through official border crossings. You mean going through the official process of applying for fucking asylum? That would be more accurate. All right. If they don't go through the official process to apply for fucking asylum, they shouldn't get to, when they're getting picked up for fucking being illegal, they shouldn't get a free fucking pass because they go, I want asylum. Asylum. Give me asylum. I don't care if I broke the law and I came into your country illegally. I'm entitled. I want asylum. Because none of these fuckers are crossing the border for asylum. They're crossing for a fucking Xbox and fucking Chick-fil-A and fucking McDonald's. Well, they have McDonald's there, but you know what I mean. They're crossing for the American fucking shit. You know, the things that we take for granted, the things that are part of our lives, the things that are part of our culture, you know, those things. That's why they're crossing the border, because they want the same shit too. It's not because they want a better life. It's because they want those things and free shit. Trump said he was acting in response to caravans of migrants making their way to the border. Yes, he was. And it's a matter of national fucking security. But, oh, no, we just got to let them be able to apply for asylum, even though they're just breaking the law and crossing the border. You know, no wall, fucking let them apply for asylum after they get caught at well after the fact. You know, stupid shit like that. This is the Democrats these days. How the fuck did they manage to squeak by and retake the House? I will never understand when this is a result of their fucking spurging and their stupid fucking shit. I don't understand how they fucking managed that. Unless there was some shady shit going on. The administration has also complained that the nationwide order preventing the policy from taking effect was too broad, but the court also rejected the administration's suggestion for narrowing it. Well, of course it's too broad. Oh, God. And you got fucking Ginsburg with fucking cancer and shit like that. You know, if they have to in the middle of the night, if she dies, skin her and have Disney create, you know, their Imagineers create like a fucking robotic skeleton and stretch that shit over her, they'll fucking do it. They'll do it like Leatherface style, you know, just like fucking slide it over like a mask. They'll fucking seriously do that shit if they have to. They're that desperate to try to fucking keep control of the Supreme Court and push their fucking leftist bullshit. I mean, the bitch, she just had 2 freaking cancerous lumps removed from a lung. She had a lobectomy. And, oh, I'm fit to be on the Supreme Court. No, you're not. You can't even stay a week through a fucking hearing, bitch. I'm telling you, no, you're not. Yes, no, you're not. I mean, that's the type of shit that, like, there should be term limits to an extent, like, not necessarily term limits, but, like, disqualifications when it comes to health. If you have life-threatening shit like cancer, the big C, you should, you know, something that could affect, or, you know, mental deficiencies, you know, like say dementia, Alzheimer's, whatever. They didn't think about those things, and they should now be looked at. I mean, especially when you get Ruth Bader Ginsburg in the condition she's in, because you're gonna see those people on the left like her hold on tooth and nail, while you know, a more likely situation with a conservative would be, you know, they'll retire when they're finally at that point where they know that they can't do the job anymore. They just need to get away from it. Lee Gellert, I'm butchering that name. An American Civil Liberties Union leading the court's challenge. You mean an American Civil Liberties attorney leading the court's challenge? Said the High Court's decision will save lives and keep vulnerable families and children from prosecution or persecution. We are pleased the court refused to allow the administration to short-circuit the usual appellate process. No, that's not the usual appellate process. Holy fucking shit. This is what's changed in my lifetime. Literally. You can't come into this country illegally, have your life, do all this shit, get caught and go, I want asylum. That's not how it works. That's literally what we're talking about here. But because you've had these left fucking Democrat leftist types say, oh, that's not fair, that's not equal, that's not, you know, civil liberties. that's not equality. That's violating their due process, which is complete bullshit. Because they, saying, well, you can't just now claim that you want asylum because you have a house and a fucking Xbox and a fridge full of beer and soda and all that other shit. No, you can't do that. But that's what they want. And for the ACLU to say that this is a fucking win, when these people have broken the law, are actual fucking criminals, that should say a lot about the ACLU and where they actually stand. They give more of a shit about the civil rights of illegals than they do American citizens. That's fucked up too. That's completely and totally fucked. The High Court action followed a ruling Wednesday by U.S. District Judge John Tigger that kept the ban on holding pending the outcome of a lawsuit challenging it. Right. You gotta love that. There's a lawsuit against it, which they don't have shit for legal grounds. And this guy kept the ban on. You gotta give him credit. Because, if the High Court action followed a ruling Wednesday by a U.S. District Judge saying that he kept the ban on hold. All right, you got to give him credit because he's got a lot of balls for being like, well, I'm going to put it on hold. Fuck you. Who cares if you have the power to do it? He's got a lot of balls. You got to give him credit where credit is due. These activist fucking judges, they're willing to do stupid fucking shit and spurg out and say that they can get away with it because they're able to create law because, yeah, they're a judge. It doesn't work like that, though. They're there to interpret the law by the letter of it. The ban conflicts with an immigration law that says immigrants can apply for asylum regardless of how they enter the U.S., Tigger said. It was not intended for illegal entry. It was intended for legal entry. It was the idea of, okay, you come in on a travel visa, okay, like a tourist visa. You apply for asylum. You come in on a work visa, you apply for asylum. They meant on legal entry. It was never intended for illegal entry. Because there's so many different types of visas that you can get. And it was like, well, if they come in legally, we can't just say, hey, that was the original intent of that. And that's what the people were sold on that. But hey, whatever. They're going to change how the fucking interpretation is these days just to suit whatever the hell they want, as the wind blows type thing. In the first court ruling on the issue, Tigger said on November 19th that U.S. law allows immigrants to request asylum regardless of whether they entered the country legally. Not really. It just doesn't specifically say illegally. It was just that is not included because they never intended it for it to be. Because they knew that people would abuse it. They knew that people would go, after they got busted for living here like 2 or 3 years, I want asylum. Yeah. But hey, what can you do? They think that's how things actually work. The ruling prompted Trump's criticism of Tigger as an Obama judge and led to an unusual public dispute between Trump and Roberts, who rebuked the president with a statement defending the judiciary's independence. Yeah, independence, doing what the fuck they want, acting like activists from the fucking bench. Yeah, okay. Not interpreting the law, they're trying to write law. Oh, God. Tigger was nominated for the federal bench by President Barack Obama. Yeah, I love how they put that at the very end, because it's very true, because pretty much all of Obama's judges have been activist fucking shitbags who try to write law from the bench instead of interpreting it. That's been a consistent thing with Obama's judges. Or if they do interpret the law, they do this fucked up, whacked out, 35 degrees of separation to justify it fucking bullshit to do it. To say, yep, that's how the law applies. So they won't even literally interpret the law the way it's written. So, hey. But, yeah, this is the situation that we're dealing with here. These people illegally enter the country. they set up their life. They live here for months, years, whatever. And then when they finally get caught, they go, I want asylum. And they get a fucking reprieve. And depending on the judges that they get in front of, they could get a free fucking ride on being here illegally and get to stay, even though they're here for economic reasons and for the fact that they're collecting free shit and sending money home. I mean, come on now. Oh, God. Anyway, I've covered this well enough. I'm just going to leave things here. If you liked this video, depending on where you are watching it, please give it an upvote or thumbs up. If you want to know when new content of mine hits the internet, don't forget to subscribe to one or more of my social media or video accounts listed here. Also, with YouTube, don't forget to ring that bell. You can find all of my video content on both BitChute and YouTube. This may not be the case with other places I upload to, but I will try to minimize this happening. You are always welcome to interact with me at any of these sites on the list, so feel free to do so. If you have anything you want me to cover in a video, when it comes to news or current events, send it right along to me. I will try to do my best to cover it. As always, thank you for watching.